Hi everyone, I am Leila and this is the last tutorial on biological signal processing. In this tutorial you will learn about fixed effect model and random effect model. So here is what we've learned until now. So we had this one subject and this subject had one run, and we learned how to do all the pre-processing steps and get one activation map per that subject. So we learned how to use design metrics, we learned model specification, model estimation, and how to use batch script. And we had this batch file, we had this one script to do our first level analysis. And what does it mean actually when we talk about multiple runs? Just to clarify, it means that the same participant will scan more than once within the same session or experiment. So you need to have a separate fMRI time series, you need to have separate bold images. So here we had this one subject, and this subject only has one series of bold images, and this means that it has only one run. It doesn't have multiple series of fMRI images. So when you have multiple runs, it means that you are dealing with different fMRI series. And here, as you can see, we have subjects from 1 to n, and per each subject we have n runs. And we need to, when the situation is like this, we need to combine all the runs per each subject and get one result per subject, and then combine all those results, and after that we can decide on the result on the group of people. And that's the case. So here, as you can see, for each run you need to go through everything you have learned until now. For each run you do that batch script. Let's say you run that batch script for each run, and you do your first level GLM, and after that you are ready to do your fixed effect model. And what was fixed effect model? We use, as we said in the previous tutorial, we use fixed effect model when we want to basically use the result of different runs for the same subject. We're not dealing with multiple subjects, we are dealing with multiple runs of the same subject, so we're dealing with one brain only. So when you have the tool to do, until now you have the tool to do this part. The last file you created, that batch script, that script file is your tool to do this part of this schematic. So you use that file and you run that for multiple runs of each subject, and you get activation map for each run. And those maps you get are basically the input to your fixed effect model. And after that, from the fixed effect model you will get output, and those outputs will be the input to your second level GLM, which is the group level analysis. And that's the whole story. And here is basically your whole project. This is what you need to do. You have the run for your different runs. You need to be able to run your script for different runs, and also, first you do pre-processing, and then you do your first level GLM, and after that you combine all the results, all the runs, and you do your fixed effect model. So how to create the fixed effect model? Just before that, so let's go back here. Until now you've learned to create one batch script. On general, you will have 3 batch scripts. So one of them you've already learned. You're going to use that for different run for its subject. You will have another batch script which is for the fixed effect model. So you use the output of the previous model as the input for this fixed effect model. And you will have another batch script for your second level analysis, for the group level analysis. And that is your third batch script. Let's go back here. So you use the same batch editor you already learned, but the process is also the same. There is nothing new here. You need to first create a directory. If you remember, we already learned to build a GLM directory when we learned about model specification. Here you need to create another directory for your fixed effect model, and your SPM mat files will be the input here. So you will get different SPM mat files per each run. Here we have this SPM mat file. So this is only for one run. When you are dealing with multiple runs, you need to specify all those mat files, spm.mat files here. And as you can see here, we have this directory, which is the output directory for this model, for your fixed effect model. And also SPM files of the files from different runs. Those are SPM MATLAB files for different runs. And here you need to do your model estimation. You do specify the model exactly like here, and there is nothing new here. You specify your contrast based on whatever you're asked to do. And the last step is model the contrast manager. The only thing you need to do until now, nothing was new, everything was the same as before. Just here, you need to make it as replicate the contrast over sessions. Otherwise, it is only using information from your first run, not all of your runs. So that was the thing you need to consider. At the end, at the very end, you will have this in your results. And these three things you see here are the output of this fixed effect model. These three are the same thing you see basically here. So you do your fixed effect model for all the subjects. So you run fixed effect model for different runs on all the subjects. So if you have like 10 subjects, you need to run this fixed effect model 10 times. Let's say you have 10 subjects, each subject has 4 runs. You need to run this fixed effect model on 4 runs of each subject. So that's the thing. As you can see here. And after running this fixed effect model for each subject, you will have, based on the t-test you will define, you will have here we have only 3, so we have these 3 outputs, and as you can see here, you will get 3 outputs after doing the fixed effect model, and these outputs will be the input to your group level analysis. Now let's move to the second level analysis. Again, you open your batch editor, and here you need to specify the scans. Let's move to the second level. Before that, okay, just to clarify, when you are doing your fixed effect model, these are your modules. You need to define them first, and you can simply do it using this toolbox here, and be careful about the names. That's it. Now let's move to the second level analysis. Again, we have 3 modules here. We're gonna do specifying the model, estimating the model, and specifying the contrast. The same story we had. So again, here you need to define a directory, and for the scans, as you can see here, we had, if you remember, we had 3 activation maps after doing first effect model, fixed effect model for each subject, and as the input for the second level GLM, if you're going to select contrast 1 from subject 1, you need to select contrast 1 from the other subjects. If you're going to select contrast 2, you need to select 2 from the other subject. And let's say, for example, you have 3 subjects, and each of these 3 has 3 contrast images at the end. When you want to do your second level GLM, in the first execution of your program, you select the first contrast of each subject as the input. Another time you're going to execute your program, as the input you will select the second contrast images of each subject, and in the last execution you will select third contrast image from each subject, and at the end you will have 3 contrast images per this group of subjects, for this group of subjects. So that was a point. And here, these were the scans you needed to specify here, so be careful about it. And as I said, each contrast needs to be analyzed separately. And for specifying the contrast, you need to write this 1, 0 for the contrast, because you're simply dealing with 1 condition per model. You're introducing only 1 type of activation map per each time for your second level analysis. And you're done. That's it. Again, let's do a review. So you learned to create one of your batch script. That batch script, you can use it for each run, for each subject, and you will get activation map. You will get output. You will use the output of those multiple runs as input for your fixed effect model, and you use the output of your fixed effect model as the input for the second level model. And I said you will do it for these contrast images one by one at each execution, and at the end here you need to have 3 activation maps for this group of subjects. And that was it.